Greetings and salutations, everyone. Invincible fleet it shall be today. Brilliant stuff. Oh no, it's the sound of someone waking up. Terrible.
We will launch a surprise attack on the Acre fleet while it lies immobilized at Converth Harbor. This large-scale airstrike will be the largest and the most strategic operation since the transfer of HQ to North Point. You may need to resupply along the way because this operation will be long in duration. Remember, it is imperative that you complete the mission objective and return to the base safely.
Because the last mission wasn't long enough. Now this mission pretty much requires you to refill. But it's gonna be fine. Gonna be fine and dandy. Okay, looks like he's run off to go get food. I'm a big fan of that. That is a good plan. I will let the cat eat the food in the bowl, as long as he doesn't come back and yell at me. It's very hard work being a cat. Air to ground or the cluster bomb. Gonna go with air to ground. That's right, we're gonna fly in the A-10. This is gonna be a good day. Because it's... What we're doing is, because the last mission, we took out the fuel supply to cripple the fleet so they couldn't move. Now we're attacking the fleet that couldn't move. You know, it's fine. Score at least 3,000 points, so even more. That's 1,000 points more than what was required last time. Alrighty, time to go crazy! Most of them are land targets. There's a couple of, like, ships out sea already, plus, like, in the harbors and whatnot. But our job is to go just destroy everything we can in 15 minutes. It's a beautiful day. Alright. So just... Like, we'll be able to take actually some of the air ships going around. Because we're just that good. There are SAMs, though. We gotta be wary of that. It's actually a good lock on me, but I think we've managed to make do. The real scary part of this mission is there's plenty of buildings chilling around, and of course, they're typically within our line of sight. Take them out with some guns there. So our job is to make sure we don't crash. Which can be a little bit difficult sometimes with buildings. I think we start to introduce the concept of cranes around. Like this is a shipyard or something. Yeah, see crane right there. Boom. Alright. Nope. Cranes are at least worth some points, so it's not too terrible to go out of our way for them. This is one I missed completely. It's got all its stuff, the AA guns. We're about to fix that, though. There we go. A little advanced ground missiles aren't the fastest in the world, but they do the job. I think we pretty much got all the air targets at this point. So we're just gonna go head up to the far north side of this map. There's some juicy targets there. Not to mention that it's the longest part away from the actual refill line there, so we want to take the farther targets away so that we spend less time having to travel. Alright. Perfect. A little bombing run there. Yeah, missile boat destroyed! Alright. I have one advanced air-to-ground missile. Beautiful work there. There we go. They're very useful. So the XAGMs, they fly like in a straight line towards their target. They might change altitude a little bit, but typically they're just going to travel in a straight line, and then once they're above their target, they just dive bomb straight down. Rather than like my regular missiles, which just travel. I think I'm gonna miss. Nope, okay. I thought it would hit something like part of the scaffolding on the front. Cranes are a little bit finicky when it comes to making sure you hit their targets. Because it's like a specific part of them needs to be hit. go. Alright, let's get a little bit of altitude. Not too much. We're afraid of heights. There we go. But this is just pretty much a relaxing type of mission. These field tanks, like, and buildings and whatnot in general, you can actually pretty much just go and gun them down. Save some ammunition of missiles. Save for the bigger targets. Because the field tank's quite brutal, as one would expect, right? There we go, see?
Enemy facility destroyed.
Ooh, we're getting a little too close. I don't trust this controller completely. You know, I gotta give credit to the flyboys up there. They're trying their best to shoot me down in this rather slow. Oh, I thought I had enough bullets on him. That's embarrassing. There's those buildings, okay. Trying to get these boys right here. We don't want to leave them out in the open. Perfect.
Enemy facility destroyed.
I'm gonna actually use the missiles on these. There's plenty of planes trying to ruin my day. Alright. So that's all the ground targets there as well. I believe all the ground targets basically should be enough to get to the S amount of points. And we always like getting lots of points. That is a lot of fuel tanks. Gas tanks, I suppose, now here. Maybe they're natural gas tanks. Well, I missed that one.
Enemy facility destroyed.
Alright. Go back around here. I know. We're not gonna panic, though. We're too fast. Okay, so this one is rather tricky. So there's submarines inside these hangar ports, I guess. And you have to hit them head on. That's a must. That's well worth it, though. They're worth quite the amount of points. But their little hubs here, they're open-ended on both sides, but you do have to hit pretty much head on. Otherwise, they're gonna hit like the roof, like that. See, and you will be very sad. Ah, see. There's a submarine going out all the way over here. But you can see, like, this submarine, 120 points for that. Like, you don't want to miss out on those. You do not want to miss that. Already on the B ranks. Submarines are definitely the real prize here. There you go. I think some of them have, like, names. Like Beowulf. Hobbs, you know, stuff like that. And some aren't. I believe they're worth the same amount of points either way. I want to actually target that one there. Nope. It's a hard angle sometimes to get either the front or the back. Well worth it, as I say. Oh gosh, we are completely off angle. Alright. Try that again. They can be hard. I don't exactly have, like... you can see the position on radar, but you don't necessarily know your position towards the actual flight path of where you want to go. Alright, let's see if that's going to be good enough. Yep. Nope. That one submarine causing me problems. And I'm doing this as well with plenty of enemy planes trying to shoot me down out of the air. That's the true test of courage. Alright, slow way down. There we go. Got him that time, boys. Alright. I also got that fuel tank. That was well worth it. Alright. But we are running low on missiles, as is the standard for this mission. We're down to the last 10 missiles. We're hoping to get this submarine and basically work our way back towards towards the ocean. Yes. I can't believe I actually lined this one up correctly. I usually don't. Perfect. Alright. Let's go on the retreat. Oh, that would be the wrong way entirely. Sometimes it'll be a little hard to see what's going on with the map here. Alright, just mosey on over. Gonna target the cruiser. It's also worth 120 points.
Fox 2, Fox 2.
I was seeing if I could get the crane with my bullets. Not always something I can get. Might as well take out some of these cranes.
Fox 2. Surface target destroyed.
Just save us the trouble of needing to come back if necessary. Yes. I believe that's a carrier? Yes. We would like to get rid of that. It's 220 points. Look at that.
Invincible fleet's gonna be destroyed.
Yes. Got our S ranking, which is good because we're also just out of beautiful missiles. So we're gonna head on back and basically just kind of keep taking targets out because we'll still get extra money for additional targets we take. So might as well if they're offering. The good news is we get our advanced air-to-ground missiles back. And everyone, I'm gonna wait till that fully recharges, because that's a big ship. I think it's actually a battleship. Well worth it.
Battleship Tanager sunk.
Oh no!
Mobius 1.
I didn't expect that one. Oh, that's a helicopter. I can tell because it's not moving that fast. And it's in the air. Like it. Okay, I was about to be worried that I was going to get hit again.
Harbor facilities were wiped out.
There we go.
Sunk.
Now we're just kind of just mopping up the rest at this point. Not get shot down. Getting shot down and crashing at this point in the game, that would be sad. We've already been here for 10 minutes, just doing our little thing. Would like to stick around, get all the stuff.
Missile turning hard right.
There we go. Had to make sure that I had the correct
Enemy
things
facility
targeted.
destroyed. Enemy
I missed
destroyer sunk.
something. We're gonna go back and find them. Leave no crane behind. And weirdly, that's all they were, was cranes. There we go.
Surface target destroyed. Hard enemy radar spike.
Ooh, I'll take you on. I ain't afraid. I actually would have been impressed had that. If I had more of a lead up to it, where I could actually basically fly at the same altitude as he was, I think I could have had it. So I'm not surprised that I did miss. I don't need my missiles at this point. I'm just kind of looking around. I think all the dots left are air targets at this point. But it's definitely one of the longer missions. And I was actually quite surprised I did manage to get to S rank on the number of missiles I had. Usually, like, it's not unheard of to need to go and get more missiles back during this mission, especially to get an S rank, get the maximum amount of money points. But it's nice if you don't have to. Yeah, I'm pretty certain I missed one ship at sea, but I'm pretty certain all dots left are actually just air targets. Ooh! Oh, what is this dot right here? There's a dot. Aha! Little SAM. I see. I don't want you to be left out. Missed one target on a bridge. Yeah, that ship I passed earlier was rather rude of me. We shall go back. If we're gonna destroy the fleet, we might as well destroy all the fleets. Oh, I only have the two. That's why the third one was being targeted. I think I got it, though. Yes! That was very quick. I had to switch to missiles and then actually hit it. You know, tiny details. Oh, can't believe that worked out so well. We got just 2 minutes of chilling and not getting shot. I will say, like, so in this era of the Ace Combat series, switching between your missiles and then your special missiles, whatever they are, is with the select button, which isn't terrible, However, in order to switch between missiles, you either need to take your left thumb off of the joystick entirely and then switch to that, then go back, or you take your right hand, you know, the right thumb, and move it all the way across from your buttons to the select, and then back. And then map is square button. I believe Ace Combat 6 started to change that. Could have been earlier, it's been a while. But they changed, in essence, the square and the swapped those two buttons around. That worked out really well, too. So, now in more modern ones, missile button is with the square button, and then the map is the select button. Which is pretty handy because I actually don't need the map as much. I actually do need it a little bit more, I'd say, in these older Ace Combat games rather than newer ones. There we go, my missiles had to recharge. I was mashing that button crazily. But I definitely am usually switching between the missiles pretty frequently as I'm changing targets and whatnot.
Fox 2, Fox 2.
So having that as an actual button right next to everything else works out beautifully.
One enemy destroyer to the front and left.
Alright, I'm winning this dogfight here. Should all be very afraid of me.
Missile shot trashed.
But anyway, if you occasionally see me like messing with the radar button, it's usually me trying to switch to my other missiles and then remembering that that's not where missiles are now. Gets a little interesting sometimes.
Sky Eye here. Enemy fleet and harbor facilities confirmed destroyed.
Yes.
Mission complete. All aircraft RTV.
Don't have to tell me twice. Not too shabby indeed. I blend in well with the rest of my squad. It's giant A-10, some F-16s. Looks wow.
The Invincible fleet has been destroyed. Their plans for invading North Point have been delayed indefinitely. Although we are still far from triumphant, this victory gave our troops a much-needed boost in morale.
Which at least explains the singing. I assume it's some sort of national anthem, but, I mean, it's not like they talk about it, so... But, boy, did we get a lot of money for that. Well worth it, I say. Well worth it indeed. But that is it for today. It's sunk a lot of submarines, a lot of cruisers and destroyers. It's been a good day today. But we'll see what awaits us next time. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you later. Take care, everyone.